right, man. So Jaron Boots Ennis, and Tio was talked about. That was a fight that was being talked about. Before this fight, some unofficial tournament they were supposed to have Devin Ryan if they win their next fights, and then they went into Tio and Jaron Ennis, and the winner's supposed to fight each other. I feel like Eddie Hearn and Turkey Al Sheikh's working relationship has become strained. It's strained. You got Shakur Stevenson saying that he don't work with Turkey after he reneged on the deal over the money. Eddie kind of didn't really like what was going on with he didn't like what was going on with the Dana White thing, which, in my opinion, it was gonna take some years. It's gonna take some years to get that off the floor. You know what I'm saying? They're literally just thinking about producing stars from the ground up. So, I mean, that can take anywhere from 5 to 10 years, and you still can have no fruit to your labor. So they're pretty much, looking for their next Bud Crawford, guys that flew under the radar. You had guys like Terrence Crawford. You had, guys like Marcos Madonna. That's pretty much what they're looking for. Diamonds in the rough, Winky Wrights, guys of that nature. So yeah, that's what they're looking for, and that's gonna take some time to get that off the floor. And I really don't think I think they don't really understand that. And you shouldn't always, just go with rumors. You should just wait and see. And we kind of read what they trying to do. What they trying to do is going to be 5 to 10 years. It's going to be 5 to 10 years. 5 really being optimistic at the minimum. So, I don't know if they still going to rock with them. They talking about Boots may have a WBA mandatory. I feel like they should just swing that. They should just swing that right around and come back in July and knock that out. But you remember what his excuse was when it came to fighting Virgil or tease on the quick turnaround. Why don't behind the scenes was they didn't feel like it was going to be enough time for rest. They don't really understand activity is the key. The more active you is, the sharper you are. But like I continue to tell y'all, nobody really understands that or gets that in boxing today. They think more rest is the key, and it's not the key. All it creates is laziness and complacency. And you seeing that while some of these guys are, not developing their skills, and you see it in other sports, while a lot of these guys ain't healthy. They always injured. I mean, I always say that activity is your best friend. But I mean, to keep it moving, I don't think T.O. is going to take that fight. And he got to get past May 2nd. He got to get past Arnold Barboza, and apparently Eddie Reynoso and them bailed on him. They bailed on him. Don't forget that they bailed on T.O. T.O. kept opening his mouth too much and took an opportunity. He was acting weird, so they bailed on T.O. They bailed on him. I just thought they think he was weird, and they was like he more dead weight than help. He was more of a fan, then really wanted to add something to the team and learn or whatever. So I don't really see them going after Jaron Boots Ennis at this point. Would Boots prefer them over Norman? I mean, really, if Turkey don't step in, it financially don't make sense. And after that performance he put on, I mean, I think he destroyed Teofimo Lopez. I never really thought that was a thing. And then that's if Tio get past Barboza. That's if Tio get past Barboza. That's if Tio get past Barboza. So that's a whole different game plan. But if he go through with it, it's because Turkey stepped in with a certain amount of money. Turkey stepped in with a certain amount of money. But when Boots get backlash for taking that fight, I mean, yeah, because he turned down $5 million to fight, allegedly to fight Virgil Ortiz. So there's gonna be some backlash for him and regardless of what he do, because a lot of people are already made up in their mind, they don't care for him. But he got to do his best for him. They gonna pay me to beat up on Tio. You got to do it. But the one thing you got to remember when it comes to unifying, now that you fought Tio for voluntary, that's gonna open up the door to make it harder to be undisputed. Then you're gonna see guys, you're gonna see dudes come in, and they're gonna start essentially everybody's gonna start ordering all these mandatories. You know, they're gonna order all these mandatories. So for the most part, you know, it probably makes a shitload of sense. If you can get Norman in the ring. Barrios is probably gonna be the toughest guy to get in the ring. To be honest, Barrios is probably gonna be the toughest one to get in the ring. So really, he fight Tio, he probably won't become undisputed. There's probably gonna be a bunch of politics. There's probably gonna be a bunch of politics in the way. So that's what you got to remember. There's gonna be a bunch of politics in the way if he fight Tio. So if he for real, I go out there and try to get Norman in the ring, and I try to turn around and get I try to turn around and then get that and get Barrios in the ring and be done with it. But really, how fast is he really trying to become undisputed? Is he really rushing to get to 54? If he move fast, the thing about it is if he move fast, the issue with that is the 154 gonna move fast? That's the question. Is 154 gonna move fast? Because really, in reality, what you hoping for at 154 is somebody consolidate the belts and you just go up there and beat the champion. That's what you hoping for. You can go up there and beat the champion. That's exactly what you hoping for. You hoping them timelines match up. You know, you hoping that them timelines match up. You know, so that's one thing that everybody legitimately got to think about. So when you going around there, you hunting around to fight Tio, you got to be like, okay, once I fight him, that's gonna open the door for them to order all them damn mandatories. I'm telling you, that's what it's gonna open the door. It's gonna open the door for them to fight to get all the mandatories in there. But in reality, I mean, Tio can't do nothing with Boots. Too small. What does he beat him at? He can't beat him on the inside. You know what I'm saying? He can't beat him on the inside. You know, can't beat him on the outside. You know, maybe he can counter Boots, but then again, you know, will that punch carry? That's the $1 million question. Will his punch carry? So his punch didn't carry to 140, and you be like, well, what adjustments can he make for his punches to carry? Well, guess what? At 135, it took one punch to get it done. It took one punch to get it done. Now maybe it take two. You go up to 54, it may take 3 or 4. That's the thing about it. That's the thing about it. So he ain't made that adjustment. A lot of times you move up, you got to beat these guys with speed. You got to beat these guys with speed. You got to beat them with your counter punches. That's another way you hurt guys. You got to hit them. You got to hit them with punches that they don't see coming. And Tio can do that. Tio can do that. He can hit you with punches that you don't see coming. But on this level, can he do enough to hurt Boots? Can he take the punishment? You know, will the speed translate? You talking about him jumping up with no tune-up? That's you talking about, him jumping up with no tune-up. So I don't see that being next if he really trying to get undisputed. If he really do that by trying to get undisputed, fight Tio, then it's just gonna prolong. It's gonna prolong it. It's gonna prolong it. I'm telling you that right now. They're gonna start ordering mandatories and all that. So I mean, to each his own. To each his own. But honestly, I don't see Tio taking that fight. I mean, that's just my opinion on it. So, but if he do, Boots is gonna destroy him. Styles make fights. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video financially. Want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.